act, think globally and act locally. Ash represents that. So here he is.
Thank you so much. That was such a generous and kind introduction. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Is everyone excited to be here? There, that sounds good. Well, I'm very excited to be here in support of Rishi. And everyone here, I imagine, has had the opportunity to see Rishi in action. And I like to focus on the words action because when it comes to having someone work in service for the community, a lot of people can talk about words, but it's the actions that we must watch and follow. And I know that this community has certainly been invigorated by so many wonderful community leaders. And Rishi, for me, is one of those that comes to the top of the list as someone that's just done a tremendous amount of work that has put so much of his time and energy into empowering the community in so many ways, into inspiring the youth, making sure that everyone here in the town of Saratoga and beyond has a voice. He has a tremendous amount of energy, and for that we all must give much credit to Seema for putting up with Rishi with all that energy, because they certainly are a team. And I know that the city of Saratoga is not only going to get Rishi, but Seema, the whole family, and the community when Rishi gets elected, which I think is just such a wonderful thing for the community. You know, back in 2008, in the entire city of Santa Clara, the entire county of Santa Clara, there had never been an Indian American elected into a city council seat. In the history of this county, that now approaches 2 million, there had never been an Indian American elected onto any city council in the entire county. And that's over a dozen cities, 14, I think, cities it is. And I was very honored in November of 2008 to be elected, not just as the first, but tied with the first, with Susie Nagpal. We both got elected at the same time in November of 2008. And it was a great honor for me to join such a wonderful woman in elected office as being the first in our community. But one thing that I believe in, and I know Susie believed in, is that we certainly didn't want to be the last. And we wanted to make sure there were others in our community that stood up and took the courage and took the risk to step forward. But it had to be the right person. And I think with Rishi, we know we have a person that is the right person to lead right now in the spirit of Susie, is the right person to lead right now, not just on behalf of the Indian community, of course, but on behalf of the entire community, because we're here as Americans and we have to make sure that we do the best we can to represent the needs and desires of our community. And so I'm just very proud to be here at this historic event because really it's the launching of a political career that I believe is one that we'll all be proud of and will make the Indian community proud, will make Saratogans proud, and I think will make all Californians proud. And so I'm very happy to see so many of you here today. How many of you live in Saratoga? That's fantastic, you know, because as much as we all love and appreciate Senator Bell, who's a great friend of our community, Dr. Chopra, Mahesh Neelani, Muhammad Nadeem, myself, we're all here to support Rishi. But those of you that live in Saratoga, you're the most important people here. Because you're the ones that are going to get Rishi elected, and you're the ones whose voice that Rishi needs to hear more than anyone. So, Rishi, congratulations, and let's go on and win this thing.
Thank you, Ash. That's great. Great start here. Let me invite the next person here, and it's in no particular order, but Dr. Ramesh Japra. I know you're there. There he is. It's my personal pleasure to invite Dr. Ramesh Japra, my friend for 25 or maybe 30 years now. Who's counting now? We used to live in Fremont, and we were in the same neighborhood. Dr. Japra does not need a big introduction. He is one of the pioneers of the Indo-American community. He brought the community together 25 years ago, started many of the organizations that he has led. He's the CEO and in charge of India Post, which is a leading Indo-American newspaper. He leads the Indian American Democratic Forum. He leads that, and it goes without saying that he's actually also a cardiologist. and we call him the doctor with a big heart. Okay, so here you are, great.
Thank you. Thank you, Rama. That's really, really generous of him. And I'm really excited as Rishi gets excited when he gets on the stage. You know, we've had a few functions together, and sometimes he beats me out there. Like Rama said, for the last 35 years, I've been working with our communities at large, and especially our community culturally, socially, entrepreneurially, and in many, many ways. We work together and try to empower our community in different ways. But I think one of the things where we have not made a mark has been the public service. As said earlier, it was only 2008 in Santa Clara County. We've been a little fortunate in Alameda County. We've had a little bit earlier. But I think a lot more need to be done. I think as we know that in our community, there are people who have excelled in almost every field, whether it's IT or medicine, businesses, you just name it, even education. I think we've excelled all the way, but in public service and political arena, we have been far, far behind. And the time has come, and especially with this new generation now, people like Rishi and Ash, I think we are very fortunate that some of these people who really have the credentials, who have the talents, who have the skill sets, I think they're going to come forward, represent us, and make not just our community, but the whole community at large a bliss. I think, as he said, the action has to be done. There are a lot of agenda he has. I'm not going to go into that. I'm sure we're going to hear from his mouth right up here. But once again, I'm super excited that he's running, and we going to put all our resources. I'm coming from Fremont, but the whole Bay Area, whole Northern California, we're going to mobilize our resources so that he can be up there, and he's going to be a councilman right from the city of Saratoga. Go Rishi.
Thank you, Dr. Jafra.